Hey guys, welcome back to GM Games. Welcome back to another episode of Out of the Park Baseball 24 with the Chicago White Sox. For the first time, I can say the defending champion Chicago White Sox. And I am excited to kick off our 6th season. And you may notice a new name at the top of our batting order. We made a trade during spring training to bring in Ronald Acuna Jr., from the White Sox. We were looking, or from the Braves rather, we were looking for an outfielder to help us through this upcoming season, and we found one. He's making $17 million this year. This is the final year of his contract. I don't suspect he's somebody we're going to bring back, not at $30 million. But to get him, we didn't have to give a whole heck of a lot up. We only gave up Damon Casetta Stubbs. He was a reliever that we picked up off of waivers, I believe. It was either waivers or the Rule 5. We got him. Oh no, that's right. He was out of the independent leagues. That is right. So we turned him into Ronald Acuna Jr. Spring training went pretty well. We were 17-9. We lost Colin McKinney for a couple of weeks. He'll be back shortly. Yeah, we're about ready to go. We got to trim the roster. We'll play opening day, and then we'll start the simming. So we have 16 pitchers on our roster. We have to cut that down to 13. Wow. Really, everybody on the roster deserves to be here. That's sort of the reality. Bryce Elder, I guess. We still got to send 2 down to the minors. Umeda, I think we sent Umeda down. The movement actually dropped a little bit. That's a little concerning, I guess. I mean, not really. I mean, if he ends up being terrible, we just DFA him next season. I'm not really worried about it. And then we're gonna send one more pitcher down. Cantorino didn't pitch well for us last year. His ratings, I think, just increased. Oh, it looks like it's all stayed the same. In fact, the stuff has gotten a little worse, it appears. Strictly from a statistical standpoint, it's Ben Hernandez. So let's see if we can just send him down. We can't. And here's the problem, is that Ben Fernandez is incredibly popular for some reason. We're coming off of a World Series victory, and our fan interest is an 80, which I don't get. I can't really afford to have that drop any further. Alamon has sort of earned his position on the team, but he can go down, so we will send him down. So this will be our starting rotation. Brash, Appleby, Serna, Dollard, and Job. What does it want to do with our bullpen? It wants Vera as our closer. I'm fine with that. Guess we make a middle relief too. The 35 control scares me for a closer, but we'll see how it goes. Cantorino and Meyer as our setup men. I don't know that I want Cantorino as a setup man. I'd rather go with someone like Schreiber, who has the bullpen or the ground ball tendencies, and then Cantorino can be long relief / middle relief. So what does that look like now? So Vera as the closer, Schreiber and Meyer as the setup. Put both of those guys in as middle relief too. Wolfick and Raylan Perez as our middle relievers, Hernandez and Cantorino as our long relief, then Ellard as our specialist. Yep, I'm good with that. So that puts us at 32. So we got to send 6 players to the minors. Mullinax is getting there. He's going to start in Double-A this year, but he is getting there. Springer, I don't know. George makes the team. His ratings dropped during spring training. He's still okay against lefties, but that's about it. But again, a popular player, not somebody that I want to cut unless we absolutely have to. Pavloni, probably have to DFA him. Yeah, we got to DFA Pavloni. Puts us at 30, so we still have to send 3 play. We have too many outfielders. I think Benny Montgomery gets the boot here initially until Springer's ratings drop to a point where he's unplayable, because we got Meadows who can back up at all 3. He's going to be our starting center fielder this year, Parker Meadows, but it also gives us the opportunity to play him at those other backup positions as well. Jaloff will go down. I think we have to send 1 more player down, right? We're at 27 or 28. We got to send 2 more down. Interesting. Jace Jung. Anybody want him? Interesting for sure. We got a roster pinch. Too much talent, as they say. Too much talent. Too much talent on our team. Robinson Pena has been really, really bad. Jack Leiter. We can take a flyer on a Jack Leiter. I'm okay with that. Get ourselves a little more pitching depth. I assume he's got to be on the 40-man. Cool. You can just go down to AAA. So that puts us at 27. We still got to send 1 more player down. So Hernandez's ratings dropped a little bit, by the way, just while we're sitting here talking. His contact dropped from a 70, potential 70, down to a potential 60, or a 75 down to a 70. His power dropped from a 65 to a 60. So maybe not going to be quite as elite as we were hoping, but that's still a really good profile. He still smacks the crap out of lefties. Problem is we need Rodriguez up to, I guess O'Neal Cruz would probably be our backup shortstop, right? Can't send Rodriguez down. How many pitchers? We have 13 pitchers. We still got to send somebody down to the minors. All right, let's get to opening day, and then I'll deal with it. So it's a good spring training. A couple players that we need to think about re-signing. Riley Green, Matt Brash. We can only, at this point, we can only bring one of them back. So hopefully we win another championship and our owner gives us a bump. He did give us a bump at preseason, by the way. It was a $14 million, I think, bump. So we do have a little bit of money for next season. But again, we can only re-sign one of those 2 players. And I don't know right now that we can re-sign Green even if we wanted to. Thinks we should win it all. Top 100 prospects. We don't have anybody. Where's our minor league system at? Ooh, it's down to 21. McKinney, Umeda, and Saros. That's not perfect. Yeah, so we have about $20 million for next season. Revenue per game is actually down. Hopefully we can play well. Yeah, I can't offer him. Well, I can, but, well, can I? I don't even know if I can at this point. Let's just offer him what he's asking. It's so much money, though. I kind of feel like Brash is the play. What do we have for minor leaguers? I got to kind of remind myself it's been a few days. So David Paulson's ratings dropped. That sucks. His potential only dropped a little bit. The overall dropped from a 70 to a 60. The potential's dropped a little bit, which isn't great, but we'll start him in there. Yeah, Drew Downs is... his ratings dropped as well. Yeah. The eye improved, but the contact and the power both dropped. Yuck. Okay, so we don't have a lot going on in the minor leagues from an offensive perspective. We have some. We don't really have any pitching depth either. I mean, it's all. I mean, we do, but it's in the low minors, so it's going to be a couple years. If we talk to Brash, I mean, I don't want to give him 7 years though. That's the problem. So I think we just hold off on contract extensions for right now and kind of see how the year goes. And maybe as the year goes on, like I think I would rather re-sign Riley Green. But that's just too much money. That's just too much money. It's only 5 years. I mean, if you would do it for 4 years, I would consider it. I can't even afford it right now. Yeah, I can't even afford Riley Green right now. So, all right. Oh, I still got to send a player down to the minors. Crap. I would honestly, I would prefer George Springer. Let's see if anybody's interested. Take another small fan interest bump if we have to. I guess that's the risk you take when signing a someone who's 38, 39 years old, right? From a ratings perspective, Joe Adell is just about as good. Justin Durden, his contract's ridiculous, right? Yeah. I mean, I don't mind retaining. I would rather retain and get something in return versus Mason Miller. Did you see his start the other night? Or I think it was last night actually. His big league debut. He struck out 10 or something. JJ Bleday. I'm looking for the popularity, right? That's what I'm looking for at this point because I am hoping that I can offset whatever we lose from Springer in whatever the return is. Maybe if we just bump it up to 100 and retain all, it doesn't really change much. I mean, this guy looks okay. 24 years old. Yeah, I mean, we'll just do that. What if, can we back off here a little bit? Molinax, Salazar. No, that's elite defensively. About 75. No changes. 80. Charles Batista. Work. I mean, he looks all right. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Now, if we bring in Tamez, then we can send down or we can try to trade Rodriguez and not really lose much. Whoa! I don't think I've ever seen this. So the last time we scouted him was on 127. The last time OSA scouted him was on... Oh, it was over a year ago. Yeah, let's do that. And we didn't even take a fan interest bump for it, so that's perfect. I was afraid that we were going to take a hit, but that is fine. And it gives us the money for extensions as well. That's right, because we had a $10 million team option on team option on on let's put him on the 40 man. Let's start him in AAA. We had a $10 million option on Springer, so that's right. Now can we re-sign Green? Like, would he take? Like, if I could get him for like 27.5 next year, I would give him what he's looking for the rest of this deal. Or maybe I would take this to 35. So he would take this. Takes him till he's 32. We're going to need the bats. And even, I mean, if he's a left fielder, that's 70 contact. 927, that was last year. 5 years. I mean, he played really well for us last year. I mean, it was 3.8 WAR, so I mean, he was part of that was because we had him out in center field and he wasn't good in center field. I think we probably get more WAR out of him in left because he's more than passable as a left fielder. He doesn't really have terrible. I mean, he can play against left. Yeah, I mean, it might be an overpay, but I think we submit it. A lot of money, but we don't really have any major contracts. I mean, it'll be Riley Green and O'Neill Cruz. That does mean that we're probably out of the Matt Brash sweepstakes starting next season, unless maybe the long-term option is Peyton Graham at third base with Nolan Gorman being moved out. We'll see how Gorman does this season, but yeah. All right. I think we're set from a roster perspective. We've got to set our lineups. Batting ratings. All right, so Riley Green's our number 3. Who's our leadoff hitter? Acuna? It might be. 60 and 40. 65 and 45. 60 and 65 against righties. Problem is, I don't think Hernandez starts against righties. I think he is our main backup. Right? Yeah, because Gorman's going to play first. Cruz will play third. Maybe he's our DH. So Acuna there. Let's do that. Let's see how that works. No, we wanted Bush in there because Bush rakes against righties. Right. 55, 65, 60, 70. 60, 55, 60, 60. Well, I don't want to say rakes. I mean, they're not that much different. Hernandez has got better contact. Bush has the better gap power and eye. Home run power and avoid K is the same. So do we want the contact? I think we want the little bit better gap power and avoid K. I think we start Bush. And frankly, I'm going to lead him off. I'm going to lead him off with that 70 avoid K against righties. All right, so we got Nolan Gorman in the 5-hole playing first. Yeah, we're going to be left-handed heavy, but that's fine against righties. I'm okay with that. So Meyer at second. Sugestay. Meadows out in center. And Rojas batting ninth and playing short. So once, yeah, see, that's what I don't want to do. Let's do every third game and every fourth game so that he gets some playing time. And I want to see how that guy that we just traded for does in AAA. He may be the replacement for Rodriguez because he can actually play shortstop, whereas Rodriguez can't. All right, so then we'll copy this lineup. We'll paste. Hernandez will come in as the DH batting leadoff. Peyton Graham comes in at first base. 70 contact is really nice. I think that's the only. Start play con every third game there too. Yeah, we'll run with that. Yeah, because if Gorman is a true platoon guy, I don't know that paying him $20 million next year is the best deal. But again, it's a short-term contract, so it shouldn't be hard to move if we need to. It's 13 this year, then 22 next year, and then a team option for 18. So even if we're on the hook next year, it's only for next year. No major. Yeah, I mean our payroll. I mean this is going to jump up once Green accepts the contract, but not a terrible financial situation right now. All right, so we're playing Texas. I'm gonna look at the waiver wire too, but we'll do that after opening day. So Bush DH betting leadoff, Acuna, Green, Gorman, Cruz, Meyer, Sugastate, Meadows, Miguel Rojas, and Matt Brash gets the start. Matt just elite and electric the last 3 seasons for us. For them, Evan Carter in center field. Aaron Zavala batting second. Luis Angel Acuna has turned into an animal in this playthrough. Duran bats fourth. Corey Seager, Justin Foscue, Simeon, Mooney, Marcano, and Jaden Murray was 14 and 10 last year. Gets the start for them. So let's play the game and see how it goes. So I'm going to, just like we normally do, we'll play opening day. I will then sim the first month and a half offline, sim April and the half of May, and then I will come back for the second half of May and June. And then the live stream on Sunday will be the month of July and kind of going forward. All right, so we got a runner at second, nobody or one out for Riley Green, and he smokes one. 2-run homer. Hopefully he signs that contract, and we are up 2-0 here in the first. Gorman now goes the opposite way. Fly out. And O'Neill Cruz with the first at bat as a member of the White Sox draws a walk. I got to have him steal some bases. Marcelo Meyer ground ball to short, and that retires the side, but we take the lead. Riley Green 2-run homer. Carter now against Brash leading off. Second, one out. 2-2 pitch to Zavala is a strikeout, and Luis Angel Acuna strikes out to 2. So 2 strikeouts in the first for Brash. Sugastay grounds out to third. Yeah, I think we still need to do something about our catching situation, but I don't want to spend a ton of money on that if I can help it. Second. We are going to have to come up with a different shortstop solution next year as Rojas's ratings have started to slip. But signing him to 3 consecutive 1-year contracts, I am totally okay with. Duran with a double to right. Going to be a double or a triple. Lead off double. 2-0 pitch now to Seager. Same place, same result. Texas gets on the board. Back-to-back doubles. 1-2 to Foscue. Ground ball to short. So 1 out. And Simeon goes yard. So we're down 3-2. All right. Not a great start for Mr. Brash. And I wonder, one of the things that we'll have to think about, knowing that we won't be able to re-sign Brash, do we try to trade him? Or, I mean, I can't imagine trading him. It feels like such a bad idea, given that I expect us to be in the hunt for, another playoff berth and division title and everything else. But, guys, I will be right back. Sorry about that. So as crazy as this sounds, because of how my office is situated, my office is in it's above my finished garage, or it's a finished space above my garage is what I should say. But because it's above my garage, I still have to deal with garage issues. And I just had to go dispose of a mouse, believe it or not, that had somehow gotten into my garage. So did that. I'm back, and here we go. All right, so we get a 2-out double by Green, but that goes for naught. Yeah, so as I was saying, trading Brash feels short-sighted, given what we're hoping to accomplish this year. He's not pitching well here today. Yeah, it seems short-sighted given what we're hoping to accomplish. I mean, we can more than likely get a comp pick for him. If he accepts the qualifying offer and we have to pay him $20 million next year, I mean, I can swing that for a one-year contract. I'm not too worried about that. That's probably the way we go. But we'll see how the season goes, right? I mean, maybe we struggle for some reason and we're completely out of it, and trading him is the best option. All right, so he's not pitching great here in this one. 4 runs in 3 innings. We're down by 2. Cruz strikes out. Marcelo Meyer with a base hit to center. Should be a 6-4-3. Yep. All right. Well, we got a hit. It's something. There's a strikeout for Brash. Would like to see a 1, 2, 3, 4th here. Just kind of get back into. There we go. He does pitch a perfect 4th inning. Parker Meadows draws a leadoff walk. Rojas, diving catch out in right field. Nice play out there. Bush strikes out. Acuna's hit by a pitch, so we got 2, and Acuna's hurt. Wait, he got hit by a pitch and got injured. I thought he was down at first. All right, Riley Green now 2 on, 2 outs. He's got 2 of our 3 hits. And flies out there. We lose Acuna here for a little bit anyway. Vala. So we get the 1, 2, 3 inning from Brash in the 4th. Nothing doing here in the 5th. 5-4 put out. Stolen base. A runner at 3rd with 2 outs in the 5th. Can we get out of it? Looks like we can. All right, so he's going to finish his outing. He's probably out after 5, right? He finishes his outing with 2 shutout innings, so that's reason for optimism, I suppose. They bring in a lefty here in the 6th. Strikeout and a ground out. And this is where things can get a little hairy for us when they bring in lefty relievers, because we are really left-handed heavy. Ben Hernandez out there. Oh, wait, I think they may have taken Brash out. Yeah, Hernandez has already pitched 3 innings. How did I not notice that? I was dealing with the mouse, I think. I'm in front of the plate. Hernandez has come on and done yeoman's work, as they say. Wolfhook now. The first of the bullpen. Oh, come on. I was going to say the bullpen doing their job, but there we go. All right, so the bullpen's done their job here. It's 1 run in the last 4 innings, but the offense can't get untracked. It'll be a leadoff single, though. So that's a good start. Meadows strikes out. Rojas strikes out. So much for that. There's a walk to Rodriguez. So 2 on, 2 out for Peyton Graham. This is why we have him, right? To hit lefties. And he lines out to second. All right. We go to the stretch. We're still down by 2 runs. Ellard comes in against the lefty. Does what we need him to do. Of course, now he's got to face the righty. It's a 3 unassisted putout. And Duran. Meadows makes the catch. All right, so good inning by Ellard. We got Green, Gorman, and Cruz, lefty, 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 against a righty this time. Riley's 2 for 3, 2 for 4. Walks. Cruz, is it going to be a 4.63? It is. Cool. So we scored 2 runs in the first and nothing since. Ellard against Seager. Lefty on lefty. Cool. There's a strikeout. We bring in Schreiber here with 1 out in the 8th. That's a strikeout. And Simeon. He had the big hit. He hit the home run back in the 2nd. We got to score 2 in the 9th here, and we've got, I think, the bottom of the order. Meyer, Sugeste, and Meadows against Teodoro Ortega. There's a walk leading off the inning. He's got some pretty decent ratings. Sugeste strikes out. Meadows pops out to the second baseman, and we're going to lose on opening day. Oh, Rojas hit by a pitch, so we still got a shot here. Jose Rodriguez against Ortega. Nope, that gets down. That's a hit. All right, so the bases are loaded for Peyton Graham here in the 9th. See what Graham can do. Grounds it in the hole, and it's going to be an infield single. So the tying run 90 feet away with Riley Green stepping in. This is why we wanted to pay him the big bucks. Can he come through for us? No. He strikes out with the bases loaded in the 9th inning, and we lose on opening day 4-3. He did have 2 hits and 2 RBIs. Our only, he hit a home run. Brash didn't pitch well. 2 1/3, 4 runs. Our bullpen did their thing. I think we'll be fine. Obviously, long term, we've got the I think the right team here. So we'll kind of see how it goes. All right, waiver wire. Got Evan Phillips on here. Not at $4.2 million. Any young pitchers? It looks like it's showing batters here too. It's fine. Don't necessarily think we need a pitcher, but if there's somebody I can't live without. Curtis Mead. Decent bat. But just a decent bat. Yeah, nothing there. All right. So, guys, I am now going to sim through, like, the middle of May. I'll come back then, and we will get through the end of June. So, hang tight. All right, guys. Welcome back. It's the middle of May, and we're 23-19, which isn't obviously outstanding. But what I would say is that we started at 0-5. we lost our first 5 games of the season. Our first 2 games here, we lost 4-3, 4-3. Then we lost 6-3, then 1-0. We had scored 14 runs in our first 5 games. So since that point, we are 23-14. Still, obviously, not at the 106 win pace we were at last year, but good enough to be in first place in the American League Central. Our pitching staff is, it's all our offense again. I mean, you look at our offense, it's just a disaster. We're still pitching really well. We're still fielding really well. It's our offense. We have some players that are performing, so I don't want to say it's across the board. O'Neal Cruz hitting 316. Not a ton of power, only 2 home runs, but it's just under 800 OPS, 120 OPS plus. Acuna is having a nice year for us, 801 OPS. Peyton Graham hitting really, really well, 353, 368, 482. Is he playing primarily against lefties, as he should be, since that's the way no. He's actually got fewer at-bats against lefties than he does righties, but he's hitting both equally well. The average is low for Riley, but he's got 9 home runs on the year. That and the RBIs both lead the team. Gorman doing what he did last year, low average with some pop. But other than that, it's been a mess. Marcelo Meyer, a 180 batting average. Rojas, 219. Parker Meadows, 165. Bush, my 2 leadoff hitters, hitting about a combined $180 or so. Hernandez at least has a 374 on base percentage, so at least he's getting on base when he's out there. And his average is starting to climb a little bit, so there's some hope there. Yeah, I have to assume that most of these players are going to come back to kind of their normal offensive stats when it's all said and done. So I'm not panicking yet. I am concerned about this. Fans have stopped coming out compared to last season, and that's simply because we're not winning ball games. Brash hasn't been great. Matt hasn't been great, 4-3 with a 4.40. He's had a couple of decent starts, but I mean, you look at this, that's a lot of runs for Matt Brash. The rest of our rotation has been fine. Appleby's been good, although that control back down to a 35 is a little haunting. Serena's been up and down. He's had a couple of good starts, a couple of questionable starts, but still young. Dollard and Job have been fine. McKinney I sent down to AAA once his injury was up. Let him get some starts down there. How's Umeda doing? Not great. Not great. Why is he not starting? Because I'm a dum-dum. Oh, I know why he's not starting. I know why he's not starting. Oh, no, okay. They just put him in the lineup, or they just put him in the rotation. So, yeah, I don't think any... Oh, and Green signed his contract as expected. So I don't think it's time to panic. I think our pitching staff can carry us through, hopefully, our offense kind of, getting their heads out of their collective behinds. But we'll see. We got a 3-game series at Tampa here to kick things off for you guys, and it's a 7-5 loss. We still are a game up on Cleveland. There's another loss. Rather not get swept here. We do, however, get swept by Tampa. Texas again. We bounce back with a 7-0 win. Brash on the mound for that one. Gorman, Graham, Acuna all homer. Cool. Kumar Rocker against us today. And we lose again. So we've lost, 4 out of 5 to Texas so far this year, 5 out of 6. We're a 500 ball club through 48 games. Not what I was expecting. Not what I was expecting given the team that we rolled out there last year. And frankly, I thought we made improvements. I mean, is Dylan Cease really that linchpin? I mean, is that really what's doing it to us here? We're under 500. Wow. This is really bad. We do bounce back there with a 10-1 win. Riley Green, 3 for 4, 4 RBIs. O'Neill Cruz has 3 runs knocked in. Again, our pitching staff has still been fine. 13th in, what's our Pythag? I mean, I have to think that this is just underperforming and that we're only 2 games under our Pythagorean, so we're not that far off. We're 10-7. We're 5-13 in 1-run games. So I'm not sure what to do about that. That has to even out. We moved Raylan Perez into the closer role, and he's been terrible. So, okay, so that's not the option. Let's give Cantorino a shot, I guess. We pulled Vera out of the middle, out of the closer role because he wasn't any good either. So it looks like we're just blowing a ton of late inning games. So we got to find someone to kind of lock that down for us. There's a 4-0 win. Was that Serna? Yeah, 6 innings of 1-run ball. Hernandez homers. Okay, so his average starting to come up a little bit. Myers up to $1.96. His average starting to come up a little bit. Meadows as well. So the offense starting maybe to come around a tiny bit. All right, so we sweep Detroit. It's a good thing they're awful. Green was the 11th home run. Gorman hits a home run. Dollard, Cantorino picks up the save. Can we? Get Manzardo 14, 20, 23, 23. Can we get them to retain any of it? Serna. At what point do we start getting names in here that I'm willing to trade? It's going to be around 20%, I'm guessing. Yeah. I don't want to give up anything. Yeah, I mean, Manzardo, it's a good bat, but not at $20 million or whatever it was they wanted to offer. What am I doing? Let's just go here. Closers. Cool. All relievers. Shoot. Okay, what if we retained? No, I don't want to retain because that would give the other team more of a reason to pick up the contract because it would be less for them. And now all of a sudden I'm paying out money for Gorman next season. But I would like maybe to find either a right-handed bat that we can play every day. Or, I mean, our bullpen has the number 1 ERA in the league, but yeah, it's that closer role. All right, well, let's just keep going. I don't want to make any drastic moves. If we can figure out our bullpen here and figure out the closer role. All right, so we split the series, the doubleheader against Boston. Brash gets the win. They got Simeon Woods, Richardson. We got Appleby. Win here would be nice to push us back over 500. Yep. 1-0. Appleby. Oh, it was only a 6-inning game. RBI for Cruz. Seattle now. Luis Castillo has not pitched well, but he's a really good pitcher. We win 8-3. Okay, so bit of a hot streak here for the White Sox, which is nice. Hernandez has that average up to 270. Riley Green up to 275. Cruz at 295. Cruz homers twice. So the offense looks like it's starting to figure it out a little bit. Meadows up to 212. Yeah, Parker Meadows at 230, 240 is a valuable player. Parker Meadows at 200 isn't. And we have him signed to a really reasonable contract, so I'm not really worried about that. Serna gets the win. Schreiber gets the save. Yeah, all right, now we've got Christian Javier going against Dollard. We get another win. Offense starting to turn it on up to 11th. Most of those other ratings in the top 10 now, which is great considering where we were in April. We win 6-3. All right, so not a bad May. Not a bad May. I got to get Bush out of that leadoff spot. He just, we got to figure out another option. Maybe we stick Meyer up there and see if he can sort of figure it out. Cantorino with another save. Okay. Yeah, so we need to, let's do that. Let's see if that helps Marcelo wiggle out of this here a tiny bit. So that month we went 15. So, I mean, all things considered, we have played 2 months of over 500 balls. So I'll take it. This is not good at all. So hopefully we can, because it just means we're not going to have any money to improve the team this year. I don't think I need to make any more changes. The middle of our lineup is doing okay. Gorman, I think, again, is somebody I would like to move. I mean, if we could figure out a way to bring, what's he want? $27 million. Yeah, I can't really swing that. I could swing it if I traded Gorman. I could afford Acuna if I traded Gorman. His demands haven't really changed. I'm not paying a 30-year-old for 6 years. I think the Gorman deal was fine until we were able to pick up Peyton Graham. Once we picked up Peyton Graham, the Gorman deal became less important because Graham can hit. So we'll just keeping an eye on this and see what potential deals are out there. Really? 8, 19, 23, 23. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. This, however, doesn't fix the we need a right-handed bat in the middle of the lineup thing. We always go back to Jose Miranda. It's not really hitting. What's his contract? 8 this year, then 19, 23, 23. Yeah, if we sign that, then Brash is gone. It also means we don't re-sign Acuna. Yeah, no, not yet. All right. We'll keep an eye on it. We will keep an eye on it. And let's keep simming. So we have a game and a half lead on Cleveland here now. We lose our first game of June. Kansas City for 3, followed by Cleveland. We lose the first game against Kansas City, so that's 2 straight losses to kick off June. Make it 3 straight losses. And we are back under 500 because we just got swept by the Royals. Good stuff, guys. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. We win. We beat Cleveland. So thankfully they had kept losing too. So at least we've cleared some distance here between us and Cleveland. I don't think the Meyer thing is working in the leadoff spot either. I don't know what to do against righties in the leadoff spot. I don't want to move Cruz up there. I like having him in an RBI spot, and then that gives me a bunch of hitters in the middle of the lineup who just aren't hitting. I think we'll just stick with it and see how it goes. We get blown out there with Job on the mound. So we took 2 out of 3 from Cleveland, so we have a 1-game lead on Kansas City, a game and a half on the Guardians now. Cantorino gets the win. Toronto, where are the Blue Jays? They must be leading the division. Yeah, wow, 42 and 24. And we're a couple games under our Pythagorean, but we are what we are. This isn't a matter of underperforming. We're just not playing well. All right, game 1. We win 10-3 with Appleby pitching. I think it was Appleby pitching. Yep. He picks up the win. We get 2 home runs from Cruz, 2 home runs from Acuna, Parker Meadows, homers. Yeah, Meyer's not getting on base. We don't have anybody to bat leadoff. So I didn't want to go to the waiver wire, but while we're here, 22-year-old. Yeah, there's nobody there. What about upcoming free agents? What am I doing? Upcoming. Jordan is on there. Altuve is somebody that I tried to get. He is, I guess, on a rehab assignment, but they wouldn't. He, exercises no trade clause. He doesn't want to come to Chicago. Buxton is a 10-5 guy. Oh wow, okay, so he's willing now. Not that he's a leadoff hitter, but he's there. Alvarez is back shortly. I mean, can we get Jordan? I mean, is Houston willing? I mean, they would have to retain like 95% of the contract, but 24. So it looks like that's the maximum that that we would be able to take on. And yeah, we don't really have a lot of super high-end talent. Yeah, we can't get Alvarez. It's not where I wanted to go. Altuve is really the one. That's the guy I want. Because I'd be willing to bet that Tampa would trade him because it looks like they might be in a bit of a financial crisis. No, I mean, they're not really any worse off than us, but yeah. All right, let's keep going. We got Toronto again. There's a loss. Tied for first place with Kansas City. Still tied for first place with Kansas City, but we are under 500 now. And we are at Minnesota for 3 games. All right, we win 9-7 in extras. Gorman 2 for 4, 3 RBIs. Blake Hunt 4 hits out of the bottom of the order. Gorman hits 2 home runs. Job doesn't pitch well. Cantorino has done a really nice job since we moved him into the closer role. Hasn't helped our overall record, but yeah, I mean, we're 12th in runs scored. That I think peaked at 11th. So the offense has been the problem. We're second in runs against. Pitching staff hasn't been quite as good as it was last year. Our defense hasn't been quite as good as it was last year, which is a little weird because I don't think Acuna is that big a drop off in the outfield from Rosarena. What we need, though, are 3 hitters not to be below, not a third of our lineup to be under 200. That's really what we need. Yeah, and we can't go on a big winning streak here. We're 2 games under 500, and we're now a game out of first place. Three games under 500. We do bounce back there. Graham 3 hits. Cruz drives in a pair. Dollard gets the win. And we're 4 games out of a wild card. It's our thankfully our division is terrible. That's the only thing that's keeping us in this. 8-1 win over the Astros. Sugastey, Meyer, each driving a couple. Green drives in a couple. Marcelo with a couple of hits. Brash gets the win. Back-to-back wins over Houston. We score a run in the 9th, run in the 10th. Cantorino blows that one, but then Meyer pitches a scoreless 10th. Riley with his 14th home run of the year. On pace for 4 WAR. I will take it. Meyer's got the average up to 195. Again, we struggle against lefties, I think. We lose there. Now we've got Shohei at home. Half game out of first place. Still a half game out of first place. The 1-0 victory. A run in the 8th. Matt Bush with a double off Shohei. Cantorino with another save. All right, we got Job going today against Zane Petty. As we crawl back to 500 at 40-40. So we're halfway through the season. We are a 500 baseball team. Gorman down to 214. Does have 12 home runs. I kind of want Graham out there every day, honestly. Vera's been really bad this year. I feel like I broke a couple of our big time relievers here, guys, in my two saves. Yeah, our bullpen's been fine. Our rotation's been fine. Couple ERAs are a little high, but I mean, I'll take a 4.18 out of my number 5 starter. I mean, he's 1-7, but he hasn't pitched badly. It's not all his fault. How is McKinney doing in AAA? All right, and we can call him up if somebody gets hurt or something like that. Umeda hasn't been terrific. Maybe he's the number 49 prospect. I mean, can we turn around and shop him? He's still young, but the ratings aren't what I expected. Bring back Cam Robinson, who's pitched well for Memphis. That's right, we traded him to St. Louis, and then the Argonauts, one of our expansion teams, picked him up. We need a bat. Like, I'm looking at bullpen arms. We don't really need a bullpen. For some reason, the game loves Gabriel Rodriguez. So let's see if there's any sense in looking to move him. No, he looks more like maybe a piece that you add on to get another team to bite, but there's nothing really here that screams I gotta have him. Let's again talk about Mr. Gorman, see if anything has changed here over the last couple of weeks. Still Tampa. Manzardo's contract wasn't 4 years, and it was, I don't know, maybe 3. I really want Altuve. Like, it's killing me that that he won't allow for a deal. I mean, I don't know. It's a good bat, but we've already got that and Heriberto Hernandez. So, all right, let's keep simming. I don't know that we're going to make any deals in this one. I think this episode is more of a where do we stand as a team so that we can figure out what we want to do in July, because obviously this is going to be a grind this year. Hernandez 2 for 5, 3 RBIs, 2 hits for Acuna, Green, Gorman, Graham, Rodriguez. Cantorino with the win. I know we got the expansion. Vegas. I can't remember what their team name is. We'll look here in a second if we win. They took 2 out of 3 from us earlier in the year. We do win 5-1 against the Las Vegas River Kings. They're 37-44. So Rodriguez comes in as a pinch hitter. It's a home run. Is Meyer hurt? No. Cunha has 3 hits. Appleby goes 5. Bullpen does okay. Yeah, I'm disappointed too. I am disappointed too. He's not pleased with our payroll management. You should be happy. You're the defending champion. Ruiz, we will re-sign him. We will re-sign Montoyo. And we will re-sign Lonnie Goldberg to a 2-year contract. I don't want to sign him to anything longer than that because I want to make sure that we can get out of it relatively cheap if we need to. All right, so we went 5-1. We're 42-40. 11-12 for the month. So we could still finish the month with a winning record. We can play well against Vegas and Oakland. We do win 9-4. Acuna, Yeah, I got to figure out a way to get Acuna back. He's 4 for 5, on pace for 7 WAR this year. 4 hits for Graham. Yeah, it's got to be Gorman. Got to be Gorman because then we could potentially re-sign him. Good game for Riley Green. Serena gets hit kind of hard, but Ben Hernandez does okay. We look for the sweep. We get it. It's the first. I know you're not in the market for a new job. Does that just mean you don't want to re-sign a contract? All right, so we sweep. Who is this? Hunter Goodman, 20 home runs. So we sweep Las Vegas. We're 44 and 40. Looks like another pinch hit home run for Rodriguez. O'Neal Cruz with a grand slam. We had 2 grand slams in this game. That's it. Grand slam in the 3rd, grand slam in the 9th. Schreiber gets the win. Oakland now. They're 2 games out of the wild card. How is that guy doing that we traded for? Tamez. He can't hit. All right, well, that's good to know. He can't hit. If you can't hit at all, then there's no point in having him. But we'll keep him there. So fan interest hasn't dropped at all, thankfully, given that we have been really up and down this year. We got Job against Freed. Let's see if we can win another game. Nope, we lose 7-2. We got Brash on the mound against Suarez. I mean, if we can finish every month over 500, then really all it takes is one, 18 and 8 month or whatever to kind of separate you from the pack, right? So hopefully that's coming up. We do win there. So it's July 1st. We'll take a look at player development here in a minute. Well, that's a good way to sort of end the playthrough, right? With a 9-1 victory. Roberto Hernandez. Yeah, 350 on base percentage is fine. Maybe he's more of a contact hitter than he is a power guy. And that's okay. That's okay as long as he's getting on base. Cruz 3 for 4 with 2 RBIs. Marcelo Meyer 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs. Brash gets the win. All right, player development. Vera gets worse, and he's still not pitching well. Hasn't given up a run in either of his last 2 outings, though. That's encouraging. Umeda, yeah, a lot of his stuff is dropping, so we may end up looking to trade him. McKinney gets better. He's probably up sooner rather than later. All right. What about Umeda and Gorman? That's 13 plus 16 million this year, and then the 22 for next. Michael Massey, Pasquantino. We talked about needing a bat, but again, that doesn't help the left-right split. Neither does Massey. 19, 22, 22. Yeah, I mean, all we're doing here is deck chairs on the Titanic, right? One lefty for another. This might be a next episode thing where we really kind of get into the nitty gritty here and figure out what we're going to do with Nolan. Or what I might do is in between episodes come up with a potential plan. Sergio Trevino. He's out for 2 to 3 months. If he wasn't out for 2 to 3 months, that might have been the move because it's 1 year left. Royo having a nice year. Out for 2 to 3 months. So he just got hurt. Yeah, I mean, he's put up a couple of good seasons for the Red Sox, but I can't pay him that. What if if I retained all $3 million on Umeda's contract this year? I still think we're going to be okay. We're playing better. Peyton Wilson. Don't really have a bat. Gavin Lux with 2 years left on his contract. Meh. Anthony Rendon is hitting 300 for the Yankees. Absolutely torches left-handed hitting. Maybe that's the play. Maybe that's the move. It's a vesting option, 550 plate appearances. Is this the time to trade Riley Jackson? They can't afford to retain any more than 10% of the contract. Well, they can't even afford that. They can. Oh, right. I took the wrong player off there. Nolan Gorman. I mean, if he stays healthy, he rakes against lefties, which is something we need. And that gives our offense a bit more, not flexibility, but it gives our offense a little bit more left, right, left, right. He's better defensively. It's a vesting option. I mean, I could easily come in under that vesting option if I needed to. I mean, he's on pace for 558 plate appearances. I think he said he needed, 550? Yeah. I think I'm going to do this. Nolan Gorman, we're going to have to add something. Perez Rodriguez. I really don't want to give up a good prospect for this. Who did I see? Isaiah Drake. I can probably go ahead and enable the AI promotion on some of these 2020 rated players. And there's a bunch of them. That's a little disconcerting. Vasquez is somebody told me they were keeping an eye on. He's hitting the ball pretty well. 18th round draft pick. Doing okay in AAA right now. Anson Siebert, I've kind of got this thing now for tall pitchers because of one of my viewers likes those tall pitchers. I mean, Rodriguez is not really anything at this point. So let's do that instead. Let's trade them Rodriguez. Oops. So that's Gorman and Jose Rodriguez. My guess is they would retain more than that. That's fine. It saves us $136,000. We trade Gorman and Rodriguez for Anthony Rendon. Rendon will move into the lineup. Gives us a little more pop against lefties. Fans don't like it. It should drop to a 78. Okay. Fans don't like it, but that's all right. We should, again, be able to kind of tweak that, and we will call up do we call up Ozzy? No, we don't call up Ozzy Albies. Do we have anybody else who can play? David Fletcher spent the last 2 seasons in our minor league system. Tamez is a 60 at short, right? Yeah, but I mean, defensively, he's quite good. He's been playing shortstop. Yeah, we'll call up Tamez. That's fine. We don't need somebody to rake. We need someone to defend. So, all right. So where is Rendon? Right there. He will play first. He will play first base, and he will also play against lefties. who will he play for against lefties? So against lefties, I think we put him in for Meadows. Sacrifice a little bit of defense. Put Riley Green in center. 40-40. Don't play the outfield. I mean, sort of. Sacrifice a little bit of defense for some offense. Do something like that. I mean, his bat is fine against righties, too. It's not elite, but it's fine. So we will go with that. It gives us a little bit of money for next season. We'll have more once the vesting option doesn't kick in for Rendon. But yeah, I think his bat against lefties is too good to pass up, and it's more than passable against righties. So this will help us against lefties. We're 13-17 against left-handed pitching. So hopefully that helps. One-run games, we're 10-19. We were 5-18 or something, so that's gotten better. 3 straight 500 months. As long as we keep playing over 500, again, all it's going to take is that one kind of 18-8, 20-8 month to kind of set us aside. So we have a 3.5 game lead going into July. Offense looks, our run scored is up to 10th, which is best. It's the best it's been all year. Our pitching staff is still fine. We're first in runs against. Defensively, we're slightly below average this season, but yeah, I think over 500 every month. It hasn't been great, but it's been good enough. It's been good enough to give us a first place finish at the end of June. So that's going to do it, guys. I will talk to you all on Sunday night for the live stream. Thanks for watching and appreciate the support. Bye-bye.